Following the recent 2024 US elections, where Donald Trump won, I thought it fitting to revisit the US dollar versus the South African rand chart. And needless to say, this video is on the price prediction and technical analysis of USDZAR. And I'm just gonna start off on the monthly chart and push down to the H4 chart. And yeah, here we are on the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, we can see that at this point in time we seem to be, excuse me, in a slight downtrend, as the market seems to be pushing down, as you guys can see over here, right? And this tells me that we're likely going to see price push further down just based on this trend line alone. To add to that, we can also see that the market had given us what seems to be a double top. If I can just mark it, it's over here actually, just bear with me. We have a double top over here, which has a neckline there. And you guys also know that whenever we have these patterns, right, we want to see price breaking to the bottom side and then hit up to the neckline to give it a test. And at that point, where we have that neckline, is generally where we expect price to move further down, right? To add to that, we can also see that the neckline seems to align with a very strong level in regards to Fibonacci. And just to utilize Fibonacci, we can see that, just bear with me guys, let's have a look. We can see actually that the neckline, if I can just mark it again, which is over here of this double top or M structure, right, aligns with, at this point in time, the 50% retracement level in regards to Fibonacci. And that's confluence and confirmation in as far as looking for potential sell opportunities go, where we have that very strong level of resistance, which is also the neckline of this double top over here, right? So at this level, just based on the monthly chart and the fact that we have a double top, price broke to the bottom side, came back to the level to test it, and the very same level aligns with the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. To add to that, it's also a very strong level of resistance. This tells us that price is likely to push further down. However, having said that, we have an opposing structure, and that opposing structure is this trend line over here, right? And just to plot it, let's have a look. Just to plot it, just bear with me, right? We can see that the market actually has given us 3 rejections on that line, and we have the first rejection here, this would be the second rejection, and the third rejection would be here, right? And what this means is that a lot of traders and investors actually bought where we have this third rejection, as the anticipation was for the market to move further up to at least test this trend line or this very strong level of resistance, which is also the neckline of this double top over here, right? So remember earlier I said that chances are we're gonna see price actually from where it is, right, which is at that strong level of resistance, right, it's gonna move further down, right? That's what I said earlier. However, just note that we have this opposing structure, which means that as much as I'm saying that we may see price move further down, it may actually continue to move further up, right? So what does this mean? So what this means is that just based on the monthly chart, this particular stock, or rather this particular pair, is rather mixed, and I would stay out just based on the analysis we found on the monthly chart, right? And just to head down to the weekly chart, and just to recap again, remember that we have again a double top here, we have a very strong level of resistance there, price came back to the level to test it, and I said that at this point we may potentially see the market move further down. In addition to that, we also have this very strong level of dynamic resistance, which also adds as confluence, right? Remember that it also aligns with the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, right? Anyway, what else do we see in regards to the weekly chart? At this point, I don't see much, although there is what seems to be an inverted head and shoulders pattern here, where this section would be the left shoulder, this would be the head, and this over here would be the right hand shoulder, and it too has a neckline more or less at that level. And this particular pattern, which is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, speaks to price potentially moving further up, and disregarding everything that I said before, which is the fact that we have a double top here, right, a very strong level of resistance there, and price potentially from that level, pushing further down, right? Again, it also speaks to how mixed this particular pair is. And again, based on the weekly chart, I would not buy or sell for that matter, and that is because it's very much mixed, right? But anyway, from here, let's head down to the daily chart. Just bear with me. There we go, daily chart. Here we are on the daily chart, and remember again that on the weekly chart we had said that we have this inverted head and shoulders pattern. It has a neckline there, and it speaks to price potentially, disregarding everything that I said on the monthly chart and pushing all the way up, right? But yeah, here we are on the daily chart. What else do we see in regards to the daily chart? And on the daily chart we can see another confirmation that we may potentially see the market move further down, and that's right here. If we can just mark it, right? Remember that at this level, that's where we have the neckline, right, of that double top, and price, had come up again to just test that strong level of resistance. And remember I said that we may see price push further down, right? Price may push further down to around here. And why do I say this level? That is because, remember, if I can just do this, remember that we have this, if I can just draw it properly, we have an inverted head and shoulders pattern there, and it has a neckline there, right? And so far we can see that we have confirmation over here to actually sell, and actually a lot of traders and investors have sold at that point. And I can say that because of the candlestick patterns that we have there, right? We have that pin bar as well as that bearish candlestick with a small body and quite a long upper wick, and they tell me that price may push further down to around here, and at this point again we may see price continue to move further up to perhaps here again, right? But just also bear in mind that on the daily chart we also have this over here, right? And we can see that we are in a strong upward trending market, and based on the daily chart we should just be looking for buy opportunities. However, having said that, just to zoom out a bit, just remember that at this point in time price is at a very strong level of resistance, right, which is also the neckline of that double top, and it is also possible that price may continue to move further down, right? But had I sold at this level over here, my first take profit would have been around here, and at this point over here, which is in terms of the level, let me just have a look. The level is let's say 17.75 level. That's where my first take profit would have been, right? But again, just looking at the daily chart, I would say that buying or selling this particular pair is very, very risky. And from here I'm just going to head down to the H4 chart. Here we are on the H4 chart. Let's have a look. And on the H4 chart, just like with the daily chart, we can see that we are in a strong upward momentum, right, or an upward trend. And on the H4 chart we have again another confirmation that price is likely to push further down to at least here, and that confirmation is that we have this smaller head and shoulders pattern, which also has a neckline at that point, and we can see that the neckline has been broken to the bottom. And again, whenever we have these, just like when we have double tops and double bottoms, we want to see price moving further down, breaking the neckline, and then again heading up to the neckline to test it out, and where we have the neckline is where we would look for potential sell opportunities, right? So right now, as things stand, a lot of traders and investors are actually waiting for price to possibly, you know, if I just mark this neckline, they're waiting for price to possibly do this, right? And at that point is where they will be looking to, sell further to around somewhere here, where we have, remember, the neckline. If you can just zoom out, that's where we have the neckline of that inverted head and shoulders pattern. Remember that, right? But again, in as far as buying or selling goes at this point, I would not buy or sell this particular pair, and that is because I believe that it is mixed. But in as far as technical analysis goes of USDZAR, you guys can see what my perspective is, and based on that, I would not at this point, again, just to repeat myself, buy or sell this particular pair.